Greetings, vinyl community. I hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to London, UK, and not Ontario, for you Canadians who keep on asking if I'm in London, Ontario. I don't know why I would go there, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's nice if you're from there. But I'm in London, UK. I got asked a few times from people who were friends of mine if I would do a vinyl video from here, or not even just a vinyl video, just a catch-up video, but I'm not sure where I'm looking today. I'm so tired, my eyes are just blurring. I've been all over the place. We're gonna look here today. Greetings, vinyl community. Welcome to London. This is one of my last days here. It's been a while since I've done a video, or I did a video. And first of all, let's do this so I can put my drink down. Cheers, everyone. There's no coffee today. There's just this, whatever this is. Anyways, how about I cross my legs and we talked about my trip. This is the longest I've been away from Canada, I think. Some by design, some by accident. But I started off in London, as some of my friends know. But if you don't know, I'm going to talk to you like I don't know you personally, so you wouldn't know this. By the way, I'm in my Airbnb here in West London, and I really lucked out on this ball-in flat, as they call them, or apartment. It's like, it's a pretty posh area to start with, but this is a really ball-in apartment, and it even came with a Riga P3 turntable. So guess what I've been doing? It's a pretty decent setup, so I'm pretty happy. But yeah, this is probably the best Airbnb I've ever been in. So anyways, I started off in London. Then I went to Zagreb, Croatia, where I saw the Cure. Well, first of all, back that up even. I started off in Vancouver to see New Order and the Pet Shop Boys. The following morning, I flew to London, and I was here for, I can't remember, for 4, 5, 6 days, a week. And then I flew to Zagreb, Croatia to see The Cure and the Twilight Sad, which was phenomenal. And then the day after that, I went, rented a car and went to the south coast of Croatia, where it is just like the Mediterranean. And I swam in the Adriatic Sea. Is it Adriatic? Let's pretend that's what it's called, but it's something like that. The clearest water I've ever been in my life. It was amazing, and it was scorching, and it was just beautiful. This is for the end of October, and it was amazing, and I didn't want to go back. But I only had 1 day there, and then I came back to London, which I am now, and I'll be leaving tomorrow, next day, we'll see. Anyways, that's my story, and I'm going to stick to it today. Thank you, everyone who's been watching my videos. I want to say really quickly, I'm going to go all over the place here, but I'll try to make this, it's a London video. It might go long. When do my videos go long? One quick thing, I want to say that Zeke the Vinyl Geek is back. He's one of a handful of really good YouTubers, vinyl people that I really like, and he's back after a long absence. And it'd be really cool if you supported Zeke. Just type in Zeke the Vinyl Geek and you'll find him, and he's awesome. So I just want to give my plug to Zeke, and I'm glad he's back. I've been feeling really artistic. Well, I've been feeling artistic while I've been in London. Feeling artistic, when feeling artistic is the best feeling you could have, is when you're feeling artistic. Anyways, that's a non sequitur for one person. You know who they are. Anyways, yeah, so I thought I'd show some of the vinyl I got in London and in Zagreb. And Zagreb it's come a long way since I've been there last for vinyl. I think I went to 4 or 5, well, I think 6 stores actually, just in Zagreb. for vinyl. And there's some stuff I can't show you because it's presents for people and I don't want to give it away. And some things I have packed already. And there you go. So I'm going to show you what I do have out. And thanks for watching. I hope you stick with me for this whole video. By the way, just out, you can't really see outside the window because of the glare, but there's an amazing view of West London, and on the horizon you can see well, not downtown. London doesn't really have a downtown, but it's, I guess, central London or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, so it's just an amazing trip so far. Cheers, everyone. All right, let me start with something I got today. I got the Hawkwind. This is the only CD I think I'm going to show you, but our dollar and another reason why this trip has been so good is that our dollar, whether you're American or Canadian, is probably one of the best times to come here now, because our dollar is come up a long way against the pound, and especially against the Croatian kuna. But they're going to the euro after the new year, so it's been really advantageous for me being here, for saving a lot of money and having a little extra money to spend. So I decided to buy this on one of my last days here because it was just so much cheaper to buy here than back at home. Is the Hawkwind 6 CD box set anthology, Dust of Time, 1969 to 2021, and it's the first ever comprehensive collection of Hawkwind, 6 CDs. It covers their whole career, and it's just amazing. I've not heard it yet, but you know, I know a lot of the songs, most of the songs. Let's say all the songs, but it's nice to have it in this one deluxe package, and I got that today in Piccadilly Circus, where I found myself this morning for reasons that I won't go into. But a shop had that for an insanely good price, and it's coming home with me. By the way, I don't know how I'm going to take all this stuff home. This is the biggest quagmire I've been in for being able to bring stuff home. I'm toying with the idea of buying just a cheap suitcase and checking a bag, or maybe wearing all my clothes like I normally do, so more room in my suitcase. But yeah, it's going to be a real challenge this time. Maybe I'll be throwing some clothes out. We'll see. I did get a few 7-inch singles, which I'll show you really quickly. I'm not sure how many of you really care about 7-inch singles. I still care a lot. This is a double A-side for the Stranglers' Peaches, backed with Go Buddy Go. That's how much that one was, £1. £1, which a lot of these were a pound or two. Singles here are so dirt cheap because they're so plentiful. This one is going in my box of forever singles that you know, my favorite singles of all time, meaningful singles of all time, is Television Marquee Moon Parts 1 and 2, UK pressing. Part 1, Part 2. Just very happy to find that. Sonic Youth, 100% from the album Dirty. Got that. I'm just going to breeze through these. This one is one of the ones I specifically came to find, and I couldn't believe I found it because it's the first time I've ever seen this on 7-inch single. Was Lush, and it's primarily the A side is Nothing Natural, which was the one I wanted, and I think it's called something. It's the Black Spring EP, but anyways, the A side is Nothing Natural, which is one of my all-time favorite songs. So I have that. Very happy with that. By the way, if you hear something in the background, that's the clothes washer. Flats in London seem to be very compacted, so the clothes wash, is that dishwasher? Clothes washer. It's right over there. But it's underneath this counter, and it's insanely loud, so I'm sorry. But I have no other time to film than now. So, it sounds like a jet plane taking off, doesn't it? Bad news. I don't even know what I need to say about Bad News. But Bad News is I like it almost just as much as Spinal Tap. Different kind of, same premise, but different kind of comedy. But this is their Christmas single, Cashing In on Christmas. It is a poster pack. It comes with a Christmas postcard. This is my first ever 7-inch single I have by Bad News, which is ostensibly the Young Ones. Missing one person from the Young Ones, but that's who it is. If you don't know who the Young Ones is, that's what Google's there for, to look that up. But Bad News. Rush, Roll the Bones, 7-inch single, which I I've seen this before, but I've never owned it before, obviously, or I wouldn't be buying it. But it's Back to the Show Don't Tell. Two of their best singles from that era. Two different albums, but two of their best singles. Then I got, oddly enough, New Order. But the single for Shell Shock, which I didn't have on 7-inch single. And then this will be a recurring band you'll see coming in and out of the stuff I'm going to show you today. Was The Damned, which is in my top probably 3 favorite bands of all time. Is the single for White Rabbit, which I never had. And the B-side was Rabbit Over You, or Rabbit Over You and Seagulls. This is amazing. I went to the best record fair I've ever been to in my life, which was it runs 2 times a month and it's called the Spitalfields Market here. And it's just tables and tables of records. It's outside, but it's covered. But it's there's more tables of records than you'll ever see in your life. And the prices are so insanely good that the following 2 things I'm going to show you are in minty condition, and these were £2 each. So the Spitalfield Record Market, if you're in London, it runs, I can't remember, it's 2 Fridays a month. So look it up. Once again, that's what Google's for, and I highly suggest you go and bring a bag with you because there's so much, and just have hours. I was there for 3 hours, and I still didn't cover nearly everything that was there, but bring a bag and have some time. Kiss, Creatures of the Night, UK single. I have the singles box set for Kiss and a lot of other Kiss singles besides that, but I've never owned this. I don't think it's in the box set. Pretty sure it's not. Anyways, it's just in insanely good condition. Creatures of the Night by Kiss. What's that backed with? Oh, of course, Rock and Roll All Night. Like we need another version of that song. But Dio, We Rock. My favorite Dio song. Like I said, just UK. The Matrix number on this is Dio 3 on Vertigo Records. But just, it's in such good condition. And in retrospect, because I was there first, one of the first people there at this record fair, I should have bought this guy's whole box because he just bought this collection off this guy and he was just charging me £2 a single. And there was a stuff in retrospect I should have bought them all, but I do have to think about space. I do have to think about other considerations, but plus if I blew all my wad on the first table, which is what this was, my first table, I found Kiss in this app. If I'd have kind of shot my wad, so to speak, who knows if I would have found stuff later on that I would have needed money for, but as it was, I should have bought the whole damn box of singles. Generation X, same box, King Rocker, staple of my DJ sets when I do that kind of music. One of my other favorite bands of all time, Pop Will Eat Itself. This is Beaver Patrol, but it's the clear 7-inch single, which I've never had before. These two, actually, I'll save these 2 for last. And then this is, I think, a German copy of Hawkwind Silver Machine, backed with 7x7. And then this is just a gorgeous, this is from that same box with the Kiss. This was from Rise Above Records. Which is owned by Lee Dorian of X7, Napalm Death, and Cathedral. And I had a long chin wag, as they say, with him. That was quite a pleasure to talk with him. Anyways, that's a whole other story. I was talking to Lee Dorian for about an hour. But this is from his shop called Rise Above. And just the most beautiful condition, but just beautiful cover of Patti Smith, Because the Night. I have this single I bought last time I was in London, but I never had the picture sleeve. But this is just it's so beautiful. And I was so happy to get that. But these 2 I got in Zagreb. Once again, and the odd things were, this is a Canadian band, but big in America and worldwide. But these singles were from India. So I had to get them. This is the Guess Who. This is Share Your Land, backed with Bus Rider. I'm not sure if you can pick that up, but from, was it RCA India or something? I'm not sure if you can pick that up, if it's just the light's not right. And then this is American Woman, backed with No Sugar Tonight. I mean, how incredible is that? Once again, the Gramophone Company of India. I think it's on RCA Records, which they were worldwide. Yeah, RCA records, but from India, mint condition. I got this from Zagreb for the equivalent of, I think, $3 Canadian each. So awesome. Like, that wasn't enough awesome. I got records to come by now or show you. I'm wondering if I should, I'm not sure how my voice is coming in on this, but I'm wondering if I should do my Hare Krishna. I'll do that as long as I feel like. These are all London until I tell you they're not. Somewhere from Croatia, I guess. But this is a brand new reissue of my favorite kind of modern, although I don't think they're together anymore, modern day psych jam band. You know, like one of my other favorite bands is Earthless, from that genre. But this is the Heads, and this is a limited of 500 only. I got this yesterday at I can't remember where, but it was so obscenely expensive in Canada, like $72. Trust me, I didn't pay that here. But this is the Heads. This is the 20th anniversary reissue of their album Undersided, double album, and it's the packaging, like all. If you know the band, the Heads, they do their stuff, their reissues, amazingly well. So it's just in really thick cardstock album sleeve. It's been remastered. It's just amazing packaging, an amazing record. Anyways, this is, like I said, the 20th anniversary of this album, and it's amazing. It's also late too, by the way, so if I stumble for words, me apologize. All right. This really quick story. I went to a club just by accident. I can't remember if it's on the east side of London. It's called BBE, but they're a club and then they're a record label, and it's the coolest club I've ever been to in my life. The clientele were slightly a bit older than your normal kids who go to clubs. It was ostensibly a funk club, but they served food on the outside deck. But it was also, it's a record store, but you shop for records while you dance almost. It's just the most amazing place. But they have their own record label, BBE. And this was highly recommended to me by someone there. And it's just the greatest hodgepodge of people. Because it's a funk club primarily, there's a lot of, there's a lot of, different kinds of people there. There's a lot of, kind of black people who are in the know, who are DJing, older folk. And I got to talking to one of the DJs, older guy, probably in his, I don't know, late 50s or something like that. And he highly recommended this album to me. That's on their label. And it was just right up my alley. Kind of almost in the same vein as the Heads. It's really obscure psychedelic fuzz, but funky fuzz, if that makes sense. It's called DJ Format, Psych Out, a collection of international funky fuzz-laden gems from all over the world. And it's DJ Format. He is a connoisseur of really obscure, funky, fuzzed out psychedelic music from around the world. So there's bands here, and they're really obscure. From Singapore, the US, UK, Germany, Hungary, Uruguay, Czechoslovakia, Russia, Yugoslavia, Italy. But it is exactly what it says. It's insanely great, psychedelic, funky, just fuzzed out garage meets funk meets psychedelic. That's a double album. And the BBE record label that is based out of this club is just amazing. And I could have walked out with so much stuff there, but I thought for new vinyl, I better watch myself for in case customs wants to start quizzing me on how much new stuff I'm bringing back. Although I did rip all the shrink off, and I sort of was playing them, but still, at the time, I wasn't thinking about that. I'm like, shit, I don't want to get dinged at customs. Black Sabbath, Forbidden. Where was this? This was, this was here in London. It's an Italian pressing, so I'm not sure if it's I don't know what the origin is of this, but I know it's their last album with Tony Martin from '95, I think, and it's absolutely terrible. And it's produced by Ernie C from Body Count, and it's got, I think, a verse or two written by Ice-T. But it's I listened to it the other night, and it's not as bad as I remembered. Um, it takes a beating in, people who do retrospective reviews, I guess. But it's not as bad as I thought. But it's the most uninspired Sabbath album you'll ever hear. But because this will complete my Sabbath collection on vinyl, you got to get the Forbidden. But yeah, it's. I mean, right after that, Ozzy reformed, and they did that reunion tour. But their first reunion tour, like in 96, 97, whatever it was. But I was happy to find that. I'm going to pick and choose what I'm going to show you guys here. This one is something I've been looking for a long time, as it always seems I say. But, the UK, I'd only ever find this here. Was, or did I find this in Croatia? This might have been Croatia. This might have been Zagreb. But it's the UK pressing. I think this might have been all UK only. Is Till Deaf Us Do Part, which was a Deaf American record label sampler. There's Rick Rubin himself. And this is kind of when Deaf American was just going hard with Danzig is on it, the Four Horsemen, the Black Crowes, Masters of Reality, Slayer, Wolfsbane, Trouble. Like I said, Slayer. I think I already said Slayer. But it's what is it? 11-track sampler compilation of all kind of the best stuff from Deaf American records at the time. So that being one of my favorite labels at the time, I was just very happy to find that. Let's see, this one, there's a couple I'll save here if I start running late. Yes, I got another copy of this because it's one of the only ones I'm missing, because I've had it. The first time I went to Germany, I bought this exact one, but then I sold it when I needed some more travel money. Hang on, the plane's taking off. I don't know how long it takes this machine to wash like 5 pairs of dirty underwear and socks. Anyways, and then I sold it to fund another trip. Well, a lot of records, but it's Kiss the Elder, but it's with the German altered logo, because a lot of you guys might know the Kiss symbol as we know it with the S's like lightning bolts. That's banned in Germany. I don't know if it still is, but it was for a long time because the similarity to the German SS logo. So a lot of Kiss albums came out with this altered logo, and I don't know. This is like my 6th or 7th copy of the Elder. It's stupid, I know. It's a weird obsession at this point, which I do like this album a lot, as some of you might know. But that's probably the last version I'll ever need of the Elder. It's interesting also to see the different track listings, because a lot of countries, once they heard the record, they were so fucking frightened by it that they jumbled the track listing and put all the orchestra shit at the back end of it and all the rock songs at the front. JJ Fad on Ruthless Records. Ruthless Records being owned by Eazy-E. I just got their first album not that long ago, which was produced by Dr. Dre. Who's this one produced by? I think this one's done by Eazy-E and DJ Yella from NWA. No big surprise, because there he is there. JJ Fad, an early female rap group, which I haven't. I kind of like that era of hip hop or rap. And I just love the tie to Ruthless Records and Dr. Dre and the NWA crew at the time. But they're a little bit more classed up on. This is their second album, I believe. They're a little bit more classed up on this one than their first record. But this was Croatia, by the way. It was 169 kuna, but it was marked down to $5 Canadian, which I was happy for. Their first album is much better, but happy to have it regardless. And I'm going to stop this right here. I'm going to take 30 seconds to preface something. Whenever I do a video from another country, someone invariably comments that, oh my God, this is just regular stuff. Why, where's all the grails? I've said this before. You don't travel to other countries where your dollar is not on par to buy grails, because grails are everywhere. If you know what I mean? Like, I can get vertical swirls back home, but there's a lot of things that I can't get back home. Like Black Sabbath Forbidden and the Def Jam sampler, and just, you know, a lot of these things you have, you know, you buy a lot of collection completers, you buy a lot of stuff that you've been looking for that just is kind of common for people who might live in Europe. But I mean, I have come home with a couple of vertical swirls from England. I'm using that as an example, but I'm not coming home with psych rarities and progressive rock rarities, because by the time you do the math, they're hundreds and hundreds of dollars, where these things are they're not that rare. Right? You know, I have found enough of them back in Canada. Let's put it that way. So if you're inclined to say, oh my God, these are just so normal records, but okay, cool. But these are the records I bought, and I'm happy with them. And like for the reasons I just said, they're stuff I just can't find back home. And that's why I come here. A record shop is stuff I can't find back home. I said, I do find the odd grail. But that's my preface. Not to be a dick, but it kind of bugs my ass every time I do one of these and someone says, oh my God, where's all the grails? And, well, you know, super expensive records. But I got this really awesome Blue Note sampler from Camden Market. And I'm not sure what year this came out in, but it's just such a nice, it's the original Blue Note label. I don't even know what year this came out in. But it's got, look at all the albums. It's got a barcode, so it's from that era, but look at all the classic jazz albums. And it's a sampler of Blue Note records from this time. And I'm going to guess around this time that jazz and Blue Note wasn't at its peak popularity. I think the vinyl resurgence, which I hate saying that term, but I think that kind of brought Blue Note back into fold, with, you know, jazz remasters and snooty people telling you about jazz records like me. But that's a really nice sampler. It's got everyone on Blue Note. You know, Lee Morgan was on it, Hank Mobley, Miles Davis, Hancock, Thelonious. They're all there. I always come back with one thing. Every time I come to Europe or anywhere I'm kind of floating around, I always come back with at least one thing from this band, and I already showed you one thing. The second thing is Rush, Closer to the Heart, 12-inch single, and it's backed with Bastille Day Anthem and the Temple of Syrinx. I might as well call this a great EP. But every time I see little things like this, like, these are the things you can't get back in Canada. Or if you do find these at record fairs, they're stupidly expensive. I paid £7 for this. That's it. And I'll pay £7 for this again if I have to. But I always come back with a few Rush things because I can. But yeah, just a Closer to the Heart. Yeah, whatever. But just to have it is pretty cool. Oh yeah. This was my first day in London. I'm not going to bore you when I got super sick in Zagreb. I got to remind myself to skip that part. But yeah, I got super sick in Zagreb. But I'm skipping that story for another day. My first day in London, on the way to my first Airbnb, I stopped off at Brick Lane, and I found this in Brick Lane. There's a market in Brick Lane, and there's a record store, a couple of record places there. But I found the elusive Foo Fighters Medium Rare, which was a record store day title, which eluded me at the time. If you don't know, it's all covers, but it came and went and sold out quicker than you could even blink an eye on record store day, whatever year this came out in. What year was it? I can't even, I can't see, 2011? Is it 10 years ago already? Wow. It could be 10 years ago. But medium rare. their covers record, which is pretty damn rare and not medium rare. I would say super rare. How time are we at? All right, I'm gonna finish this up right away. I did get. Don't get excited when you see this, but this is from that Spitalfields Market record fair. It's a vertical swirl. I already have some Sabbath ones and da. This is nothing that incredibly awesome, but it's in mint condition. Like, oh, I hate to say mint. It's in excellent condition. And the guy running the stall said he'd give it to me half price because I kept on looking at it. And I'm not even the biggest fan of this guy, but it's Rod Stewart's Gasoline Alley, which is originally came on Vertigo Records. And it's a damn good record. So it wasn't that expensive anyways. I think it came to like £17 at half price, but slowly adding to my Vertical Swirl collection. This was a brand new one. Once again, I took the wrapper off for customs. Our secret. This is a bootleg, but it's a very good bootleg for what's on it. It's a double David Bowie, limited to, what is this? Limited to 750, and I got 489. Take that for what you will. But it's all this, it's not all, but it's a lot, most of his American television appearances. So it's got the famous Saturday Night Live performance with Klaus Nomi singing background. It's got the one he did with Iggy Pop on Dinah Shore. It's got the Letterman 95, Heart's Filthy Lesson. It's got Black Tie, White Noise from The Tonight Show. What else has got? 2 different appearances on Dinah Shore. What's that all about? And the Cher Show, stuff like that. So it's a lot of his American TV appearances, and it done really. The quality is really good on this too. And primarily, I jumped at it because of the Saturday Night Live performances he did with Klaus Nomi at the time, which were really good renditions of Ashes to Ashes, I think it was. No, it was TVC 15 and The Man Who Sold the World. And there's also Boys Keep Swinging, but those 2 songs, Man Who Sold the World and TVC 15, are just amazing versions with Klaus Nomi. The aforementioned band I've talked about before, I said would reappear. I've completed my collection from this band for official releases now. Once again, records you could never find in Canada. And if you do see them at record fairs, they're just stupidly expensive. But these were all just insanely affordable here, which is odd. Things you'll find here, which are commonplace, affordable, but back home in Canada or wherever you live, they're super, super expensive because they're so rare there because they only came out in the UK. But The Damned live at Shepperton, which was an official live album. This one came out in 80 because they were promoting. This was around the time of just about a year after Machine Gun Etiquette, I believe, because most of the songs are from Machine Gun Etiquette and a couple of songs from the first album. But live at Shepperton, a great live album by The Damned. One other one. This was the completer I found yesterday at Rise Above Records once again. This is live at the Lyceum, 1981. These 2 albums I've had on CD and I think maybe cassette when I was young, and I've had these on CD, and I've got to know these live albums inside and out. And there's so many Damned live albums, but as far as official live albums, these 2 were the last 2 I needed to complete for live albums. But this was recorded promoting the Black Album because it has Drinking About My Baby on it, songs like that. So recorded in 1981. This was this was a fan club only show, and this was just live at the Lyceum. And the last of the Damned records was their infamous or famous first greatest hits album, which is I think one of the only places you can get Jet Boy Jet Girl, which is Captain Sensible doing that song on here, which is a great version of Jet Boy Jet Girl. But once again, I've had this on cassette. I've had this on CD. Whenever I see this at record fairs in Canada, it's like $30 or maybe more, $40. This was £8. And you know what? I got a couple more. I'm going to save the last for last. the one I just had in my hand for last. A couple of hair metal things that just cuz they were there, and I always try to find some hair metal here because they seem to be way more affordable here than back home. But I got a promo copy of, we're getting obscure here, of Harlow. I don't know if anyone remembers Harlow, but it's a nice promotional copy. This must be a UK pressing. It's a UK pressing. I'm not the biggest Harlow fan, I'm not the biggest fan of this next band either, but when I see these, I pick them up because if I don't keep them, they're always good for trading to my friends who are into this music. But Tiger Tails, Young and Crazy. Look at that hair. They could give Nitro a run for their money. But once again, it's good to have that song, or this album. And the last one I bought because my friend Tom, hello Tom, if you're watching this, if you're not, what the fuck? He swears to me this is, and after he told me this, I went and did some investigating, and what he says is kind of true, I guess. But he says this next album is one of the best live albums of all time. And I know the band fairly well, but it's not a band that's really on my radar for buying records. Or looking, I just know there's stuff from working in record stores primarily. Anyways, last time I was at Tom's house, he swore up and down that this album was one of the best live albums of all time, and I need to get it. So I did. It's Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus, double vinyl. And you can almost tell when you open these records, you can tell by the quality of the inside liner and the label that it's not UK, and it's not American, and it's not Canadian, not German. It's some weird country. And then I had a look, and this is from Portugal. But this was in a 3-pound bin at that Spitalfields Market record fair. 3 pounds, mint condition. Excellent condition, I'm sorry. Anyways, I think that's it. I want to say thank you to everyone who's been supporting me on this trip, who's been very kind, saying some nice things about things I've been showing them and sending them and texting them and posting and blah, 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 blah. Thank you for watching my videos. I appreciate it always. You guys all know that. So live from London, this has been David Michael, aka Nazz Nomad, and I'm not sure when I'll see you again, but I will see you again. Where from, I don't know. Could be back home. Who knows? Anyways, take care, everyone. We'll see you again. Peace from London.